Speaking of when it matters in baseball the most in October. And, of course, it's 94 WIP HD1 Philadelphia as we broadcast away from the Taste of Cake studio today. We are at Chickies and Pete's. That's Jason Kelce. He's with us as well. Be with us for another half an hour. And with us for the next couple of minutes, getting ready in 2 days to manage for the third straight year in the postseason. And congratulations to him and his squad on a wonderful regular season. The Phillies skipper, Rob Thomson, joining us right now. Good morning, Rob.
Good morning, and thanks for having me.
Well, it is our pleasure, Rob. Jason knows what it's like to win a championship, and you guys are gunning for it here in the next 30 days or so. So, Rob, let's get into it. How do you feel about your squad ready to go, knowing two cracks the last 2 years, amazing runs, now a third chance? Give us your mindset as you get ready to embark on another Red October.
Yeah, I think I'm really happy with where we're at right now. I mean, I think with the experienced players that we have, adding in the energy of the younger players and what we've been through in the last couple of years and all the disappointment, I think these guys are geared up. They're ready to go. They can taste it. They can smell it. We had a really energized simulated game, interscope game, whatever you want to call it, yesterday. Went 8 innings, and they were right into it. And I'm really excited with where we're at.
Good. Well, Rob, let's talk about some of the decisions that go into, what could be a championship or not, and ultimately based on how players play. But you got to make some big decisions here. Yesterday, I was struck by your answer on the Game 2 starter. It sounded to me like you're leaning toward Christopher Sanchez, but you did not declare it. Are you ready to declare now who your Game 2 starter is going to be? And if not, am I right that it sounds like it's going to be Christopher Sanchez?
Well, I'm not ready to declare it because we still don't know who we're playing. I'm leaning one way, but it could change. But, there's positives, negatives, or whatever you want to call it to both, whether it's Sanchi or Nola going Game 2. But with Sanchi going Game 2, it splits up the righties, it splits up the lefties. Sanchez's numbers at home are way different than they are on the road, a lot better. That Nola can go anywhere on the planet, and he's going to be comfortable pitching in a hostile environment, wherever that is. But, you've got your two experienced guys. If you go Wheeler number 1 and Nola number 2, and, you're banking on both those guys going deep in the games. If you have them back-to-back, you think you got a shot at getting a big lead and taking over a series, but you never know. So we're still working through it. There's a lot of, like I said, there's positives, there's negatives to either way you want to go. And there's arguments on both sides. So we'll see.
Rob, in recent weeks, Castellanos has been the primary cleanup hitter. In recent years, he, JT, and Bohm have all gotten extensive time behind Bryce at number 4. Is it going to be Castellanos out of the gate, backing up Bryce as the cleanup hitter?
Yeah, we'll see. I'm kind of leaning that way right now. I mean, he's been very productive. He had great at-bats yesterday in our team game and hit a home run. And he's just been locked in all year. Plays 162 games. And as the season wore on, he just got better. I'm really happy for him. I'm really proud of him. He's controlling the strike zone a lot better. He has a lot less movement in the box. He's just had really, really good at-bats.
Rob, what's the biggest managing lesson that you learned the first two postseasons, first two postseason go-rounds that'll make the difference the third time?
I don't know. They're all well-documented things that happen. Bullpen usage, staying with guys too long, taking guys out too early. I mean, anything that goes wrong is going to be, talked about. But I think you have to do what your heart tells you to do, what you feel. Pitch hitting earlier in the game, I think, is one thing that we do. Of course, I feel like we have some depth sitting on the bench. Those final 2 spots haven't been decided yet, but I think it's going to be, one's going to be a right-handed hitter, one's going to be a left-handed hitter, and I have a lot of confidence in all those guys that we're choosing from. So I think that's something that you could see moving into the postseason. Even if you have a lead and we you've got runners on base, you might take an elite defender out just to add on.
Yeah.
So, those are things that have constantly gone through my mind in the last couple of years. Okay, what can we do better? What decisions did we make that were wrong? Or maybe we made some decisions that happened to play out in our favor, but they were still wrong in my mind, So
Sure.
There's always a post-mortem on every game, on every season, and you learn from it.
So we've seen the team hot and cold this year. We saw the team last year in the postseason go cold. What can you do to counter the cold?
That's a good question, because every team seems to go through it. And I think, with our guys, I think the experience of the last two postseasons is going to help. You look at our season this year, we lose the first two series of the season, then we went 16 straight where we didn't lose a series, and that's hard to do. And you get into, I think it was June, it was July, the end of June, 1st of July, and we lose 6 in a row. So I always talk about the ebbs and flows of the season, and you just got to ride it out. You just got to stay with who you are and continue to be who you are, and try not to do too much, try not to put the team on your shoulders and pass the baton. And I always talk to our players about getting lost in the team. If you're struggling to play, if you're struggling on the mound, do some little things that can help the club and just sort of get lost in the team, because everybody goes through it at some point.
Rob Thomson with us here on WIP. Of course, getting ready to manage in 2 days. It'll be game one of the NLDS against either the Mets or Brewers at Citizens Bank Park and here on WIP. Rob, let's talk about Johan Rojas. Last year, he struggled big time at the plate in October. Do you feel he is ready for this October to be different?
Yeah, the one thing that he's done this year that, and we harped on him, worked on it a lot, he's gotten a lot better, is that when he's in a lineup, is to chew up pitches in that 9 spot, to bunt people over. He had a nice safety squeeze yesterday, and he's gotten a lot better at it. He's understanding what his role is and how to move runners and how to, as I said, how to chew up pitches to help guys to try and get on base for Schwarber and Turner and Harper. And because when he's on base, he puts a lot of pressure on the other team, and so consequently, those guys tend to get better pitches to hit. But I think he's maturing as a player. He's getting better, and we all know the defense. But that's going to be a tough decision. What's our best lineup? Is it Marsh in the left and Rojas in the center, and then we switch in the 5th inning or to get more offense in there, or is it you start with the offense, whether it's Hicks or whomever, or Hayes, whoever's in the left, and Marsh in the center, and then go with the defensive guy late. So those are tough decisions, and I think it'll be case-by-case basis, depending on who their pitcher is, what the matchup is, and who our pitcher is. If we got a fly ball guy, maybe it's better to play Rojas from the first inning on. If it's a ground ball guy, strikeout guy, maybe it's better to keep the offense in. So I think those are going to be daily decisions that will be I'm sure talked about quite a bit.
Oh, there'll be talk. Well, you guys and us here, no question. Rob Thomson here on WIP. So, too, at Chickies and Pete's is Jason Kelce, Rob, who's co-hosting with us today.
That's right.
Jason, how are you?
I'm doing great. It's an honor to talk to you, Skipper. I had a question for you. The postseason in Philadelphia at the bank, I've been fortunate to go watch you guys play the last few times. Can you? It's a lot of fun for me, but can you speak to the advantage that atmosphere brings you guys and what you're expecting this postseason from the Philly fans down there at the bank?
Yeah, I coached in New York for a lot of years, and so I've been in a lot of playoff situations, and either in New York or on the road. And I've never, ever experienced the excitement, the energy, the passion that our fan base brings us. And it's incredible. I tell the story a lot after 22, the season's over, and I'm talking to one of the coaches from another club that we had played here. And I said, we were just talking about the playoffs and decisions and things like that. I said, what was it like for you guys to commit to the bank and play? And he said, it really affected our club. It really affected our players. And he said it was 4 hours of hell for them because they were just intimidated by it. And I can see it because it is from introductions all the way to the last pitch. They're standing, cheering. There's no letdown. They're just incredible. And it really energizes our guys.
Rob, let me ask you this, and we'll wrap on this. So much talk, and you've touched on this in this discussion today, but I just want to drill down on this. Is your mindset that if certain players are struggling, not Bryce Harper, but certain players, that you will make alterations quicker this October, changing the lineup or taking guys out of the lineup entirely if need be? Is your mindset to do it sooner this year than past years?
I think I'd stay away from our experienced guys because they've been there before and they know how to make adjustments. But some of our younger guys, absolutely. I think that we have to have more conversations with the coaching staff as to, how a guy's going, how he's feeling mentally, how he's feeling physically, what the matchups are. But, yeah, I think that, and especially pinch hitting within a game, I think that, that's something that we might move on a little bit quicker.
Well, Rob, we wish you, and I know I normally don't talk on behalf of others, but right now I'm talking on behalf of like 5 to 10 million. We wish you the best of luck. Go get it. I mean, the city is Are people at Chickies and Pete's excited for Red October here? Woo! Yeah, baby.
That's fantastic.
Rob, go get it, my man, and good luck to you. Thanks so much for being a big part of the show. Thank you, Rob.
Thanks for having me. Have a great day.
All right, there he is. Phillies manager.
No pressure. Just
Rob
about 5 million people are kind of looking forward to a good run, Rob. Go get them, big fella.
Our hopes and dreams are on your shoulders. No big deal.
I love it. All right, more with Jason up ahead, plus a station announcement at 8:40 today and a special guest at that time. A big hour going on for a big week, for a big month. And let's hope a big year where we can look back like we do in 2017 and say, that's the year a championship happened, even though that was February 2018. Joe DeCamera and John Ritchie, 94 WIP.